On Friday, we talked about the slopes of parallel lines, and we talked about how when you have the slopes of parallel lines that they are the same, just their y-intercept is different. So for example, if we had the line y equals 2x plus 1 versus y equals 2x plus 7, this last number is just a starting point. So at 1, we'd go up 2 over 1, and we'd have a line, or we'd start at 7, so 4, 5, 6, 7, and from there you'd go up 2 over 1. And again, they're just starting at different points, and they're both going up 2 over 1 all the time, so they're never going to intersect. Today we will be talking about slopes of perpendicular lines. Now, slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. And what it means to have an opposite reciprocal is opposite is changing the sign, so if it's positive it goes negative, it's negative it goes positive, and reciprocal means to flip the fraction. So for example, if we have 3/4, the opposite reciprocal will be negative because it's the opposite, and then if we flip the fraction upside down we get 4/3. Another example, say we had the number -2. The opposite reciprocal would make it positive, and the reciprocal of 2 is really 2 over 1, so then we get 1 over 2. So the opposite reciprocal of -2 is positive 1 over 2. Please pause the video to write this down. So on the first part of your worksheet today, you just need to talk about what the slope would be of any line that's perpendicular to that one. So for example, if you have an equation y equals 3x plus 4, the slope of any line that's perpendicular to that one would be -1/3. This one was positive, so it becomes negative. 3 is really 3 over 1, so it becomes 1/3. Y equals -2x plus 7. The opposite reciprocal of -2 would be 1/2. Y equals -1/2 x plus 2. The opposite reciprocal of -1/2 would be +2. And for the last one here, y equals 5/3 x minus 7. The opposite reciprocal of 5/3 would be -3/5. So all you do is change the sign and flip the fraction upside down. So the rest of your worksheet after those top 6 where you just need to list the slope, just like last Friday, you're going to find the equation of line that's perpendicular to the one I give you, but goes through this point. Okay, so for example, this line up here, right, it's going to start up at 9 somewhere, it's going to go up 1 over 3 and look something like this. The point 2, 3 is over here. Okay, right, it's never going to go through that line, but there is one that's perpendicular to that one that will go through it. Remember, perpendicular means they form 90-degree angles. So just like on Friday, you're going to solve these the same way except with one little change. So this is our given line. We need to first find our slope that is perpendicular. On Friday we did the slope that was parallel, so you kept the same slope. Today you need to change it. So the slope we're going to use now is instead of 1/3, we're going to take the opposite reciprocal. You're going to get -3x. And then we're going to put that plus b on the end. Remember, this 9 doesn't mean anything to us, so you can basically ignore it. That was just a starting point of your other line. So now at this point, we plug in our point to our x and our y. So we plug in 3 for y and 2 for x. And now we're going to continue to solve for b. So we multiply -3 and 2 and get -6. Then we're going to add our 6 over, and we're going to get 9 for b. So the new equation here will be y equals -3x plus 9. Now, the big thing to remember here is when you write your new equation, you have to use the new slope that you picked out. We're ignoring this original slope basically as soon as we find out the reciprocal. Okay, let's go through another one, and then I'm going to have you try one. So, first thing you need to do is look at the given line and decide what the opposite reciprocal is going to be, because that's going to be the slope you're going to work with. So y equals, the opposite reciprocal of -2 is 1/2. X, and then again we ignore the 7 and we write plus b on the end. Now we plug in our point, so 1 goes in for y, 4 goes in for x. Now we multiply. Remember, when you multiply a fraction times a whole number, you just multiply the top number with the whole number and divide by the bottom. So 1 times 4 is 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Subtract our 2 to the other side, so negative 1 equals b. So the final equation you're going to write would be y equals your new slope, so 1/2 x minus 1. Okay, at this point, please pause the video so you can try this one. Once it's ready, please press play. Okay, so y equals, now your opposite reciprocal is negative 1/4 x plus b. Plug in our point, so 6 equals negative 1/4 times 8 plus b. Negative 1/4 times 8 is negative 2. Add 2 to the other side, so our b is 8. So our final equation is going to be y equals negative 1/4 x plus 8. Hopefully that's what everybody got. So your assignment today is Equations of Perpendicular Lines worksheet. Looks very similar to one on Friday, so the first 6 you just need to write the perpendicular slope. Then after that, I think there's 8 of them, you need to find your new b so you can write your new equation. Your chapter algebra test is on Friday. So tomorrow you'll work on your review packet, Wednesday Bazinga, Thursday 3-2-1, Friday test. IXL is due on Sunday. I can't currently remember which ones they are, but your sub does have the current numbers that will be due on Sunday. If you didn't finish last week's IXL, you have today yet to do those. I will be adding people to ICU tonight sometime. All right, if you have questions, you can certainly message me on Schoology or Remind. Other than that, have a good rest of your day.